Okay, I was doing a little bit of housekeeping. I was going through some files and I found this edit bootleg type remix track that I'd made in 2011, and flicking through it I discovered that it's basically not EQ'd or even any limiter on it or anything like that. It was quite a raw track, so I thought what I'd do for this video is go through it. So to just show you what the video is, an old classic from '91, Extortion, and there's a riff in it which is instantly recognisable. So I'm interested in this main riff here. It's a classic garage track, absolutely brilliant piece of music, but I decided it appears back then to rip this. I actually have the vinyl, so I took this part. So just playing the So you can see what I seem to have done is sampled one part and then added a sustain note on this lighter green portion. I've called it Extortion-How. The beat sounds like something. It reminds me of the flavour. I think it's the flavour by Helen Farley Project. It reminds me of that beat, so I'll probably rip that from somewhere. And it's got a couple of interesting bits which I thought were worth showing you, and might be useful to yourselves in Ableton. So that slowdown just there, it was almost like pressing the stop button on a Technics SL1210. It was just simply an envelope, and the envelope is for transposing, and I just have a slight pitch down, an octave it looks like. So that's quite effective, and I think also I use it just here, and I've also got some sort of slowdown just there. Let's have a look. No, I didn't use it there. I just changed the beat. Listening through it, I wasn't quite happy with how I sampled. It seems to, when you listen to it, each cycle is not as tight as it could have been. Like you can hear some sort of stutter. Anyway, let me just play that bit I was just talking about. It should slow down. So this one is more of a transposition, going nearly an octave and a half, looking at the scale at the side, and that's over a longer period, nearly a full bar, and that gives a nice slowdown effect. Also got a rewind there. Let's have a look. Oh, just simple reverse on the last hi-hat and kick. So anyway, listening to the actual original, it's not a bad use of it, it's quite a good idea. So anyway, the point of the video in itself is when I was looking through the channels, I noticed that I'd only used this rack effect, and it is EQ'd and it's got some dynamics in there, but then I flicked all the way to the end and looked at the master and there was nothing even on the master. So I'm just going to have a quick EQ and just put a limiter on there and just see what it sounds like. Have a look at the overall levels, because it would probably be quite a hot track looking at it. Let's just have a play. Yeah, it's not clipping or anything, but it does look like I've used volume automation instead of using utility, which means it's going to be hard for me to bring the levels down. And flicking through, there's not much in the way of processing. This one I haven't even got any processing on, which no, I've not even put anything on the vocal sample, the sample from the record. So I'll just put a Pro Q2 just in readiness. Have we got anything on there? I mean, this is a newbie mistake, having reverb on some sort of bass. Let's have a listen to that. Seems like it's got some sort of processing in this rack just there. Anyway, to just look at the pad. Oops. I like that. That's good, I like that. So it seems that the job in hand is to just EQ the extortion samples and then put an EQ and limiter on the master out. So let's have a look. There we go. So I'll just cycle it. this one, all I'm trying to do is cut the bottom end, muddiness, that high peak, and just take the top end away just to clean it up a little bit. The purpose solely just to allow enough room for the kick, well, the drum loops, because they're quite beefy in themselves. So that's cleaned that out up okay. So I'll just try on this one. Let's see what we've got. Probably be the same, I would have thought. Similar sort of thing. Yeah. So Pro Cute's quite good actually, because even though I didn't use these tricks in the first time, it's got that where you hover over it and the peaks sort of hold and you can bring them down to isolate them, and it's pretty good for doing quick cuts top and bottom. Bit of mud there, oops. What frequency did I do that? 300 actually. So let's try again. Let's listen in context. In all fairness, I'm thinking of bussing all of these really beefy drum loops into one and just processing that. 1 second, let me do that. Just group them, and then I'll just put a Pro Q on there, because this is kicking. So what I'm trying to do is just clear away unnecessary frequencies, and just take away muddiness, I guess. So last one quickly. I just need to find an L2. L2, is it in there? There we go. Stereo. So I'm doing this very quickly. Output ceiling, I put minus 0.03, and then we'll see what it does. So I'm not hoping to redline it or anything like that. What I'm just hoping is the orange volume attenuation is just peeping just through there. Some people aim for a minus 3 or 4. I'm just aiming just for anything up to 3, I suppose, just there peeping in and out every now and again. So I'll just pull it back a little bit. Yeah, I could hear it going whoa, 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 so I just wanted to stop that.